Hello, my friends. Today it's time for another one of those mon oh, mundanely questionnaires extraordinaires, boring editions. Yay! So, the quandary that we have, the quandary of the term, is the concept of intelligence as like a physicality of intelligence. You are presumably aware of your own sort of perception, right, as an actual thing. How you feel your eyes seeing, that is your perception. So, when you exist in this sort of frame, to which some people don't, I don't know how they do it, and I'd like to know, for like a frame of reference, not to sort of become more optimum in my time frame, but sort of just to see if they are actually people, quite frankly. That's more I'd like to know, you know, if they're people and not plants or something. So the adventures of Curtis Cree and Narita Yee starts with your perspective, right? So, for the last 9 or so years, I suppose, we'll go with that, I've been experimenting with good eating, bad eating, good habits, bad habits, yada 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 yada. Essentially dietary. So, the frame of perception and intelligence is quite interesting because it is intermixed. Because intelligence, you have like a lacking of it in a frame of how your mind is structured. That is in like a physical sort of sense. Imagine buildings in your head with little people in them going, the fuck this week, the fuck this fucker is all about, why I wanna... Basically, you know, you have a city in your brain, or a library in your brain, or a forest in your brain, or whatever sort of particular sort of vision that you conjure yourself. You have it. And if you don't have it, welcome to me, I suppose. Yeah, welcome to me. Hi. Your friendly neighborhood, sex denier. So, okay. Ooh, right. If you don't have a particular sort of structure in your brain, then you don't really have your brain at your maxed capacity, because your pathways in your brain, the forms to which you connect sort of feelings and notions and such, don't have a particular easy time of getting around. So this is fair enough, right? If you don't have the concept of like a road might be nice to get down the lane a bit quicker, if this was a bit level, you know, or I need to turn on the light switch, it's far too up, and I'm short. you know. So, it's constantly, when you have this sort of thing, at least I do. I don't know if other people do, quite frankly. I presume so, since I am with other people as well as myself. It's just easier to assume so. And I have no reason to interpret it as not, quite frankly. So that's your intelligence, right? And your perspective is different. Consider yourself like a plain glass window, right? you're physically seeing the world in a plain glass window. Yes, I know I wear glasses. Plain glass windows there. I might be like just subverted from the start, really, but bear with me, bear with me. So, a fair assumption would be at your most stupidest would be if the plain glass window is concaved inwards, and very small, like if you ever had like a mental retardation, mental dilapidations, I'm saying retard loud, mental dilapidation. If you ever had mental dilapidation, that's kind of what it feels like. Your vision is concaved, your thought is concaved, it's very small. You feel very small and concaved, basically. So, the normality, I suppose, maybe it's not the normality, is like a flat sort of plane, right? A flat plane. Maybe it's small, maybe it's big. It's flat. However stupid you are at that moment. Presumably, of course, because if you know you're being stupid, it's difficult not to be stupid, but you can also, like, understand it, so it's not being stupid. But, you know, there's always battle plan. There's always battle plans for the destitute man. Squadrons, yes. Right. So, presumably you'd say that, well, intelligence is the opposite of mental dilapidation, and what you would be bowling. You'd be bowling, sir. Instead of doling. You'd be bowling instead of doling. Not necessarily, no. It's a different kind of mental dilapidation, but it is more spiritual, I'd say, more spiritual. My spiritual sort of peak when I was on the mountain, that was how I operated, but I had very wide bubble, basically, wide bubble head, and I just sort of lived like a little creature going, oh, this is nice, crying and fucking everything at every other moment. Until eventually I couldn't take it, so went off it, because it wasn't very good for the things that I wanted to do. But the things that I wanted to do, turns out I can't do them, so forgive me for being not as I was. Yes. No. So, the size. So typically, so the way that I sort of figured out this sort of stuff was by drinking and eating. Physically, these things are physical sort of stuff. It's not some sort of wild adventure. Physical stuff you can articulate and physically touch. Eating, paramount to your intelligence. Eating is paramount to your existence. Eating is your reason to exist. So eat and eat well, and understand how you eat, so that you're going to understand yourself, mate. So, yep. The breakfast that I had today was Port Stewart cheese on crumpet. It's nice, but when the crumpets aren't like sourdough crumpets, it doesn't sit in the back of my throat particularly well. Most things tend to die. If it sits in the back of your throat, you kind of squander it, but scuppered. Scuppered is like more northern term, but it's not like my northern term. And a squandery, I can't have a squandery for everything. But I guess a squandery is everything, since everything is a question. We're waiting for you to squander, you know? So, drinking lots of Coca-Cola, fasting a lot, eating good quality meats, or, you know, not bad quality meats. Not eating bad quality meats. And having lots of sugar, having lots of sugar, Coca, good old Meatos, fasting, lots of sleep. My perspection and intelligence was a plain window. After it was a bubble, of course. After it was a bubble, it was a plain one, like white rice, like kind of like imagine just a monitor. It's much bigger than what it should be, which at the moment it's like here, right? I'm just kind of happy fun timeline with you and me. Happy fun time, everyone indeed. Yes. That, I believe, is the normal sort of perspection intelligence somebody should have. But I don't know if this is because I didn't have the upbringing of a structured mind, you know. I didn't have like a park in the field to sort of determine if that's where I sort of exist upon, which is an imprinting of you know, ideas and notions to which you could argue is imposed upon. A lot of the things that I've accepted today is a lot of things that are just fucking imposed upon. I didn't want to be human, you know. I don't want to be like an animal. No. And you're still a little animal, you know. Basically. So, lamenting the facts and going back to the attack. You have to sort of realise that maybe there is a particular sort of upbringing that does sort of determine a sort of higher chance of a structured mind, and thus your framing of your windows, of your perspection is a little bit more guaranteed to be wider. Maybe not. I don't know. A lot of people that look good and like are smart or know things, they say stuff and it's like fucking stupid. It's really stupid. It's like the most mundane surface level atrocities. And that's fair enough, right? Because intelligence is not a smart question. Intelligence is, can you get a smart answer from a stupid question? Yeah, it's what you can get out of it rather than what you put into it. You know, that's the squandery of so, and that's not really an easy sort of thing, because you're looking at context. You know, you're looking at perspection. You're looking past the bodily, basically. I think a lot of the hold-up is indeed just the bodily. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the bodily is, you don't master yourself. You don't master yourself. It's such a fucking poison saying, quite frankly. Because that's why you become poison bodily. If you're trying to master yourself, basically. You don't understand yourself. When indeed the conjecture is not doing so, basically. And it's not to do so, it's forgive and accept yourself, basically. So a very small repertoire of like stuff that I've figured out, but it all just intertwines fucking beautifully, quite frankly. And it the framework of a house is such a thing, right? Like, I look around me and there's wood and there's metal and there's stone, plastic, maybe. The structure of the house is the structure of the house. Water. I just remember houseworking and such. Here's some houses. I know these things are very simple materials just sort of put together, not even in like a very sort of smart way, just put together in a sound way. That's your fundamentals. That's it, I think. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yes. Yes, I do want to. I make a lot of. I try not to do blog sort of videos. I'm trying not to be too bloggy. Not because it's like. It's just not really my interest, you know. So forgive me for not being more open about myself. Net sort of squanderies. Or not just sort of being one to with my daily life. I suppose. And that's basically it, Rachel. Have a beautiful day. Have a blessed life. Enjoy yourself. Eat all the biscuits.